in this ICP, our given task is to use a different data set and use the model provided in the ICP to perform text generation, and we must make at least 4 changes. For example, adding more layers to model and changing hyperparameters, etc. in the source code, and findings in data like uh, we have to mainly mention 4 changes that we made in the source code, and I'm going to say my opinion how these changes are logical. Firstly, I have imported all the libraries, and and here I have imported all the libraries where this is based on first we have to import all the libraries, then I have downloaded our text file search homes from the internet, and I have uploaded this one into the Google Colab, and this is the path for it from here, and I'm reading the data, and we have total this many number of sets characters in the text file. So this is the length of the text, as you can see, and then I'm taking the unique character from the file. So using the set data structure, and it has been sorted. So this is total I got. This is 98 unique characters I got total. So the unique character will consist of alphabets and digits and all special characters. That's why we have 98 unified unified characters here. And so before working on the model, we have to process the text like so that the model which works on the numerical representation mostly we has used as per the uh, required LST model, and required LST model and RNN use first is like character to index, so in which each character will have unique index will so and then we are changing index to character using this NP array, and coming to this view of text as integers, as you can see, uh, once this is a character to index, and then this is the text as int array, and it is projecting through the integer here. I have printed the text as int, how many numbers are there, and then prediction ask we have to in coming to here we are taking the sequence length, and this is like it will show all characters which from the text file. So this is view of the first 3 characters from the text, and then uh, so the system how it will work like the first, if you will give the 4 character, we have a sequence length, and as a 4 we are passing, and the text data are like this. And coming to down and coming to input example, which converts an individual character to sequence of the desired size. So it's just a representation, and after that uh, we have used the duplicate and shift. We are using the sequence. So far here we have a sequence of length of the sequence is like we have kept like some 120, batch size 128, and buffer size equal to 10,000, and then we are also changing the target text. So target text will be like one ahead from the input, as you can see here, one a text from the input. So this data and mapping this one through this function we have defined here, so it will create the input and target text. So for example, if we'll see here, this is the representation of the first sequence. So this is our input product till the, and our target will be removed from it, and it will be at the last character here. So after it will be u. So this is all target, and this is our input text. Now here we are creating a batch size of 128 as I said before, and for shuffling the data set we have taken the buffer size as 10,000. and then coming to down. So so here for modeling of the data we are given the vocab sizes, the length of the vocab uh, which is nothing but 98 to, and here 256, and we are creating an RNN model with 1024 units, and drop down and a drop down layer which is have a value of 0.1, so it will drop the 10% of the parameter, 10% of the data. So in our data model, first we have embedded layer for which we have inputted at the vocab side. As you can see here, it has a value of 98, and then at 256, and batch size which we have is like, here we have defined the batch size in the up, which is 128. Then we are adding a GRU. as you can see here, we are adding a GRU for batch size and batch length, and then we have a dropout with a rate of 0.1 sequencer size, and with the vocab size 98. So this is the one we have defined as a function, like the build model. Here we are calling the build model, and like we have mostly used the sequential model uh, in everywhere, like in as I said in the before ICPs, we mostly like prefer sequential models only, because it gives more accuracy, prediction shape, and more, as you can see. And we have batch size of 128 here. So this is summary of our model, and then define loss. Here you can see how the define loss of function. So here it is like it will give the prediction shape and a scalar loss, and so here it's, you can see like if the predictions, if we have which is 128 as a batch size, 100 is the sequence length, and vocab size is 98, as you can see here, and a scalar loss is 4.584. so before training, which optimizes a term and loss which we have defined here, and then we have configured the checkpoints are saved during the training. So this is the checkpoints we have, which we have given the directory name, and which we are saving the checkpoints on the Google Colab. And so here with the approach is equal to 10, we are training the model, and this is the history. We are saving the model parameters. As you can see, I have given only epochs equal to 10, and the epochs are increasing, as you can see here. So once the model has been trained, so here we are generating as a text. So this is for the RNN status part from the time step to time step, and the model only is a fixed batch size. Once built to run the model with a different passage, we need to rebuild the model and restore the weights. We have to restore the weights from the checkpoint. So after training, this is the model summary, and then summary of the model. For the prediction, we have created one function here which will pass it as you can see here. So the text, so here we are passing the model as a parameter, and the string as regi to generate a text, so that it will have been generated from the model as regint.